Hello and welcome to day 3 of the unit circle video notes. And so in this section I've just got a couple little examples for us, and in this one they're trying to find the exact value of sine of 45 times the cosine of 30 degrees. So in A, I'm going to change these to radians just because I think that way a little bit more. So I'm going to say sine of 45 is pi over 4 times the cosine of pi over 6. And so then when I do this problem, well, sine of pi over 4 is root 2 over 2 times the cosine of pi over 6, which is root 3 over 2. So if I multiply those guys out, I get root 6 over 4. And that is the exact value that I'm looking for. For part B in this one, they're asking us to do the tangent minus the sine. Well, tangent, I'm going to break it up into its basic functions, which is sine of pi over 4 over cosine of pi over 4 minus sine of pi over 3. Well, sine of pi over 4 is root 2 over 2 divided by root 2 over 2 minus sine of pi over 3, which becomes root 3 over 2. Just from all of this is from the unit circle. Well, in this case, when I have the same number top and bottom of a fraction, I get 1 minus root 3 over 2, which then if I was to get common denominators, 1 would turn into 2 over 2 minus root 3 over 2. And so putting them as a final answer with one common denominator would give me 2 minus root 3 all over 2. And so that would be the exact value of the second function up there. And so then with our last example here, we were talking about finding the exact values of these given trig functions when the angle is 480 degrees. Well, remember that 480 degrees is once around the circle plus a little bit more, and so this being a periodic function, these being periodic functions, I don't need this 360, so I'm really looking at what is the sine, cosine, tangent, and all this of 120. So for the sine and cosine, I'm taking these right off the unit circle, which would be sine would be root 3 over 2, cosine would be negative 1/2. Now tangent is sine divided by cosine, so it's root 3 over 2 divided by negative 1/2, and then you got to multiply by the flip of the reciprocal of the bottom function, which basically will give me negative root 3 when you work out the math of that. Cosecant is flipping over this fraction, which is 2 over root 3, but we do not like to have square roots on the bottom, so I'm going to multiply by root 3 top and bottom, which will give me 2 root 3 over 3 as my exact value for cosecant of 120. And for secant of 120, I'm going to flip over negative 1/2, which would get me negative 2. That's not so bad. And so then if I do cotangent, I'm just going to flip my tangent function over, which would be negative 1/2 divided by root 3 over 2. And so when I multiply by the flip of this bottom fraction, I end up with negative 1/2 times 2 over root 3. Which then is negative 1 over root 3, and like always we can't leave a root 3 on the bottom, so I'm going to multiply by root 3 top and bottom, and so my final answer is going to be negative square root of 3 over 3 for cotangent. And so this concludes the video notes for day 3, and if you have any questions, please come to class prepared to ask them. Thank you.